do this. Positively, Nickelback is right. What's going on, Tom? Are you working today? Or did they actually give you a second day off this week? Were you even off yesterday? So many questions right off the bat. The fan on. Working, of course. Been so sick this week too. Basically, come in here and don't move for 8 hours, and then go home and lie down. Well, that's not good. Don't be bringing that shit to me in a few weeks. Get that out of your system. You probably just need some pizza rolls. Stop. Don't rub your face against the fucking wires and pull everything out, asshole. I ate some yesterday. I only had about 5. That gives you an idea how crappy I feel. Wow, you are feeling really bad if you only had 5 of them. That is not good at all. I made myself some ravioli last night. I said to my wife when she went shopping last week, I'm like, you got to get me some food because you're not going to be here, Wednesday through Sunday. So I need some raviolis. I need some pierogies. I need Paul Newman's sauce. And she's like, why? I said, well, because I'm not making it myself. So give me the saccaroni or whatever it's called. It's got all the vegetables in it. She's like, all right. So I made a can of that last night. Only ate a little bit of it on the raviolis. Meat stuffed raviolis. I prefer a lot of grated cheese on it. A little bit of sauce, but a lot of grated cheese on it. And so I just put only Paul Newman can make this exactly. So then I put the rest of the sauce in the refrigerator, and She's like, I said, it's not gravy. Gravy has meat in it. That's the difference. Sauce is when you have vegetables or nothing in it. Marinara. There's Mr. Frank. So I just had Paul Newman sauce. So then I just put the pot right in the fridge, and then I'll probably make some I don't know, some kind of penne gemelli spaghetti, something tonight for dinner. I had minestrone with Italian sausage soup for lunch today. Because she also bought me a bunch of, I was like, give me a bunch of cans of chunky soup. Because those are meals. They're not a ton of calories. They are filling. Yeah, I don't think I have any in the I think I might have some fusilli. But other than that, no. So I finished yesterday. I finished the Severed Press book. Or yeah, you just make it up words now. I finished the Severed Press book. Elbows. That's not a real word. No, you can't eat the elbows macaroni here because my wife uses that for her mac and cheese. So you can't. You can't. Elbow neck. That's better. Yeah, it's elbow or elbow neck. So then I finished that next Severed Press book, Hidden Cave. Yesterday, I was very happy with that. It was like 1,300 words. And then I was like, I'm not writing anymore. I finished the book. I'm done. Problem now is I got a bunch of stuff up here. Hopefully, Tom, you will feel better this weekend and you will write the next chapter in our thing because we are woefully behind. And I've started Down and Dirty 3 because I finished 2 this week. It's kind of on a roll. And then I will start the next Severed Press. I have 2 more Severed Press books to go. And I'm going to finish those. The problem is I have a bunch of ideas for more books from Severed Press, and I'm like, why? Stop writing these books. So I got a bunch of stuff up on my board. I got eight open projects, including book 2 and 3 for me and Tom. So besides me and Tom, I have 6 other projects up on my board. Hidden Cave was my ex's nickname in high school. I see what you did there. And so, and that was that. And then last night I sat down with my bag of trail mix. I like trail mix, but it's got to have M&Ms in it, or they don't call them M&Ms, whatever they call them. And I'm like, you know what? I should have just bought a bag of M&Ms. Like, oh, seeds and peanuts and stuff getting in my way. How many books are you contracted for with Severed? That will be book 10. I just sent them, so I'm contracted for 2 more books, 11 and 12. There's 6 book contracts, so I'm not sure if my goal was like, I'm not going to write any more books. I'm done with horror, blah blah blah. But now my mindset is, if I don't just keep writing and writing and writing and putting books out like every month, my sales are tanking. Without spending money on advertising. So, but I still got 2 more books to do with them. I mean, this has been like 2 years now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 100 years. I've been writing books for them. Do like the rock bands, the greatest hits in a live album. Right? I wish I could do. I really wish they would take sequels, because like, you know, The Sea Was Angry. I would love to write a sequel to that. But I know if I write anything on my own, horror is not going to sell. And then I got to pay for edits, and I got to pay for the covers and all the other stuff. So that's the problem. Write it and don't tell them it's a sequel. Yeah. I think they're going to know when it's like the sea was still pissed. They're like, wait a minute, this title sounds familiar. Well, I have to pitch them a bunch of stuff. I've pitched them a sequel to it, and then they just said, not interested in sequels. Because they don't want to do a series. The Sea Was Angry really needs more closure. They all need more closure. Every one of these books I wrote for them, the spoiler alert, close your ears if you don't want to hear this. Every one of them is they kill all the monsters. Oh, except for one. You know, they think everything is good. It's not. Maybe someday I'll write a sequel to all 12 of these Severed Press books. I'll just have a year where I just write a dozen novellas, and it's all part 2 of all of these. Do the sequel series. Who knows? I'm going to do some little bit of writing today. The problem is now I have nothing that is due. Nothing that I'm like, well, I got to finish this or I got to finish that. Like, Down and Dirty 3, I don't even have a release date even in my head. The Sea Was Bigfoot. That would be a good one. Frozen in the Sea, Bigfoot. Yeah, I don't even have a... Problem is I have nothing in August. I'm hoping that they push this one to August, the Hidden Cave, but they'll probably put it out. No, in our luck, they'll put it out July 15th. I was going to hold on to it, but I was like, you know what? I need sales, so I need money. So let's put this out now. Yeah. So I watched the Nickelback documentary last night. I did learn a lot. I learned a lot about the band because I never paid attention that much. I was not a hater. I just wasn't a fan. I just thought their music was vapid and boring. It was like if Nickelback came out today with those songs, people are like, "Oh, this is AI." They've taken the top 40 hits and they put it through a blender. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you get. There is Walton Goggins buys an Alaskan crabbing ship and fishes all the angry fish out of the sea. I would read that. I'm a greatest hits kind of Nickelback fan. It's funny, I didn't realize how many of their songs that I did actually know. Just never realized it was a Nickelback song. Like that, Rockstar thing? I never knew that was a Nickelback song. Like I knew their 2 hits. I also didn't realize that they have about, 40,000 albums out. I'm like, holy crap, these guys put out a lot of albums. And I liked, except for Chad Kroeger, I thought he was a douchebag. I thought the rest of them were like, yeah, we're having some fun, we're writing some stuff, like kind of down to earth people. And then you're like, oh, here, let's go to Chad Kroeger's giant 80,000 square foot house. Oh, who'd he date or marry? That Avril Lavigne chick? I'm like, he just way too much of the rock star. That was my one issue with the doc. They made Rockstar sound like it was their ultimate hit. It was big, but not photographed. But yeah, the first time I heard them. Actually, the first time I ever heard them, when you remember only certain songs in your life you remember. I remember I had dropped off my second wife at the Orlando airport. She was supposedly flying. She was being trained by Cracker Barrel. She was a manager for Cracker Barrel. She was being trained. And they flew her to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. But I remember we were not getting along well. And I knew she was talking to some guy. The guy she ended up leaving me for. And he was in Texas. And I remember she was like, just drop me off. We fought the whole way, and I still to this day think she did not go to Tennessee that week. She went to see him, or he flew into Tennessee to see her. Anyway, I dropped her off, and I'm driving home from Orlando, and I'm pissed off. And that song came on, and I was like, this is a pretty good song. And that's how I remember it. I did like how it was not a Chad Kroeger doc. Yeah. Oh, it's a song with arms wide open. Yes, Tom, that's yeah. I cry every time. There's a couple other songs like I know this song. I was like, oh, now I remember these are the guys who write dirty songs. Like, I like it, something in your mouth or something. I don't know. And I'm like, I got on this morning and I was doing some work and I was like, I'm gonna listen to stuff. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll listen to Nickelback. And I was like, nah, I don't want to listen to Nickelback. I heard enough of them last night. They're not bad. They're just not good. They're just kind of that background noise kind of band. They're like black metal. It's not bad to have it in the background, but you really don't want to pay too much attention because you realize it's not all that great. But it was an enjoyable hour and a half or whatever. Yeah, very safe. Even with their dirty lyrics, they are still very, very safe. So, and again, it's amazing how many albums they've had out. They also try to downplay how everybody hates them. Like now they're like, now everybody loves us again. Now everybody is just like, since COVID, everybody's just a huge Nickelback fan again. I'm like, all right, I get it, whatever. Like hard Bon Jovi, yeah, like hard Jovi, but not that new stuff, man. They heard a couple of the new songs from Bon Jovi, one or two of them, I don't remember, and it just was like, man, he just wants to be Springsteen so bad. It's just not catchy. Everybody hates them, but they're making a gazillion dollars. Me thinks some people are lying about hating them. Well, yeah, when you've sold 50 million albums, I think is what they said. So there's people who like them. If you've sold 50 million albums, there's people other than teenage girls who like them. He's 100% of 80%. I don't even know what that means. I don't know. I just was very turned off by. Also, didn't understand John Bon Jovi. I guess you're right. I also didn't understand. You see his Chad Kroeger's dad in it with a different last name, and then you see his mom with a different last name, and then you see somebody else, his other brother with a parents with a different. Like everybody, nobody was Kroeger except for his cousin, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know who's related to who here. I also like that his cousin was like the third Kroeger in the band, and then after like the two shitty first albums, he basically was like, yeah, I can't tour anymore, and he quit. And then they went on to make bajillions of dollars. Like, I would always hate to be that guy, right? And my luck, like in any situation, I would be that guy. I would be the guy who's like, yeah, we're not making. I gotta do something else. And then that guy's pumping gas somewhere, and Chad Kroeger's pumping Avril Lavigne or whatever the hell her name was. Bon Scott Jovi, yes. Job Bon Jovi. You haven't seen that doc yet? No, I don't even know what you're talking about. Chad Robert Turton. That's his name? Where does the Kroeger thing come from? I know, like, it's a part of the family name, but where the hell is, I don't know. Yeah, Turton is his dad, the dad's last name. Dad, who's pretty much one of those typical dads, like shopping at Kroger. That makes sense. There's Chad Lutsky, like his grocery stores. His dad was in the, and it was fun. His dad was like, yeah, I love my boys, blah blah blah, and then everybody's like, yeah, he was an asshole. Yeah, he was never around, and Chad Kroger's like, yeah, my dad was never around. So I'm like, oh, you're trying to be like Shaq's dad, who's like, well, he's my kid, although I never paid child support and I never did anything. Are we talking about Blaine Lansdale? Yes, we are. We're talking, Chad, about Mr. Frank said you got to watch the Nickelback documentary. So last night I watched the Nickelback documentary. I'm not a Nickelback fan now. It did not turn me in any other way. Kroger is his mother's maiden name. Well, that's what I figured, but then, like, they don't ever talk about her getting remarried, unless I missed that part. Because he never talks about his stepdad. Again, unless I missed the part. He's this kid once he started making a crap load of money. Exactly. Yeah, all of a sudden that's my kid. I'm surprised the dad didn't change his last name from Turton to Kroger. So that's so there you go. So I watched the. They were very, very quick to point out 100 times that they were not corporate rock. They were not some manufactured band thrown together. They sweated it out in the clubs of Canada for all those years and borrowed money to put out albums and blah 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 blah. They didn't go deep in the kid issue after bringing it up. Yeah, they did not at all. Safe like Nickelback. Chad Kroger also talked a lot about, I love getting to the edge of trouble and then pulling myself out, blah blah. Just don't be a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Unlike that boy band, The Accused. Yeah, those guys are manufactured. Those guys were thrown together. I think Mark Wahlberg was in that band for a little while, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen that documentary yet. So there you go. I watched the Nickelback documentary. I don't know. Apparently people love them. 50 million albums sold. The Accused never sold 50 million albums. If you take Chad Lutsky away from buying their albums, they probably sold 50 albums in their entire career. Blasphemers! This morning I'm listening. I have my I have Spotify on like random songs, and they played 3 Rob Zombie songs in a row, and I'm like, I can't listen to more of this. Like, he's good for a song or two, but 3 songs in a row, I can't listen to. I can't listen for him going, yeah, like every 5 seconds. Enough. The Accused sing, you look so much cuter with a shotgun in your mouth. Yeah, they were very proud of themselves. Nickelback were very proud of themselves. I guess Chad Kroger writes the lyrics of all these sexual innuendos. I'm like, dude, Kiss has been doing this since before you were even born. I'm seeing Rob Zombie in September. Oh, is he working at the McDonald's up there? Get it? Who's he playing with? Alice Cooper? Every fuck of the last 30 years, Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper have been touring together. I don't know, there's like several Rob Zombie songs that I like. Yep, Alice Cooper. It's always him and Alice Cooper. Just get a room already, guys. It's like Rob Zombie has that one idea, and then he just plays it constantly. This is only their second tour together. Are you sure? It seems like they've been touring for like, maybe that tour was like an 8-year tour. That's what I'm thinking of. It seems like they've toured a lot together. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just, I would never go see them, so that's what it is. Were they playing in Homedale? Or are you going down to G. Willikers in Camden? Oh, wait, that club closed. Exactly. Striper in November. Where's Striper playing, and who are they playing with? I saw Striper at the Capitol Theater with Hurricane opening. My brother caught one of their little Bibles. Hunka Bunka Ballroom. Nice. I think they have new stuff out, right? I think I heard a new song by them. That dude can still sing, though. Good gracious. Still got a great voice. It says it's 91 out. Let me look and see. Let me see the full forecast. What it feels like, which I always hate when they do. Feels like 106. Mostly sunny skies. The high will reach 94 on this humid day. It feels like 106. That's ridiculous. It's like a 40-year anniversary tour. Yeah. Wow. I haven't heard Striper since probably the late 80s, early 90s. Me and Mr. Frank, we're still fans. We still follow along. Also 91 in New Jersey. Nice. Who's messaging me? Nothing. Since I got this new phone, all of the like every app pops up, and I can't. Every time I think, oh, I've turned them off because I don't want notifications. Like on my baseball game, every time the energy thing refills, which is like once an hour, but I can't seem to turn the damn thing off. Probably as humid as Florida too. Yeah, I'm not going out there. I'm not leaving this house until next. I think next Thursday. I have the lunch, and then Friday I'm on the road. What? It's disgustingly humid. I guess across the country, it is disgustingly humid, I would imagine. Oh, all the polar ice caps are gonna melt. It is what it is. I'm already exhausted. Just exhausted. And I don't get my wife back until, I'm sure, late Sunday night, because her sister is in Virginia and it's like an 8-hour drive. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave at some point on Sunday." I'm like, "But I know you're not gonna leave until like 5 or 6 o'clock at night and get up in at like 2 o'clock in the morning." And then my wife's got to be home at like, it's like, "Hey, why don't you leave at 8 in the morning and be home by like 4 o'clock so I actually get to see my wife for dinner?" Selfish son of a. I have a couple of books that I have to mail out, and I'm like, I don't want to leave the house. So those can wait. I also really want donuts. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying not to order pizza or Chinese food and just eat soup and things like that. I also missed a couple days ago was the 100-year anniversary of Caesar salad. I do like a good Caesar salad. So there you go. Anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? Anyone. Just throw it out there. I wish that German bot guy would come back in and give me 400 people in my feed again. That would be nice. Which came first, the salad or the dressing? I believe the salad. It was some guy, Caesar somebody or other in, like, I forget what country. He created. I guess then if you put Caesar dressing on it, did he just create his own dressing too? Like, is he getting all these props for making Caesar salad, but in reality he also made the dressing? Nick's in the house. What's up, Nick? I'm gonna guess it's in the 90s up where you are too. Polar ice caps are melting. Going to Long Island. Long Island. It's all one word. The hell are you doing there? Only Caesar can make your dressing. And what do I say every time I get a Caesar salad? If we're out anywhere, which drives my wife nuts, I say, as soon as they put it down, "Here's your Caesar salad," I say, "Hail Caesar." 70s and humid. Really, 70s is not humid. I mean, I guess to you people, it is. 70s is gorgeous. God, I would kill Frank Edler 3 times over with a machete for 70 degrees and humid. Just saying. Now, if somebody actually kills Frank 3 times over with a machete, I'm going to prison. All the cheese caps are melting, yeah? Good time. My wife put together the menu for MondoCon, wrote it all up, figured out everything she needed, all of the various snacks and drinks and blah blah blah. McEdler. Good times, good times. Yeah, storms too. I like storms. Storms cool it off a little bit. Special Agent McEdler. Nacho bar with all the rivers of cheese. No nacho bar this year. I think she's gonna do her potato bar. I think Thursday night, because it'd only be the 3 of yous, Tom, Frank, and Nick. So, and me, I'll be here, and Shelly will be here. She's gonna do burgers and hot dogs and shrimp burgers. She's like, "Oh, I'll make shrimp burgers for Nick." I'm like, when Tom would probably want one, and I know I want one, so. Here today. guano tomorrow. That's Thursday. Friday, I think, is potatoes. Saturday, she's going to smoke some meat and some seafood. And then Sunday, we're going to do brunch. We do breakfast in the morning, and then Italian Sunday night. Skip burgers, I'll have one. Exactly. I said I know Tom would want to try it. I've had them. They're really good. Grocery shopping with a girlfriend. So yeah, this is fun. Oh, that is not fun. My wife refuses to let me go food shopping with her, and she hates when I go because she's like, "You said you were going for like 5 things, and how'd you spend $200?" I'm like, "Well, Entenmann's Devil Food Cake Donuts. Buy one get one free. Got to get the free one. You got to buy the regular priced one." Mr. Frank can't wait for potato bar. Mr. Frank, which one do you think would be your favorite on potato bar? So we're doing potato bar Friday night, so she's gonna make a lot. So we have broccoli and cheese. We also have chili, and then we have the traditional sour cream and butter. So I think we're doing 3 different ones. Although knowing my wife should probably come up with six more toppings and overdo it. I don't know if I'm going to start with broccoli and cheese or start with the chili, God, somebody decision. I only got a month to decide here, so I gotta hurry up and figure out which one I'm going to start with. I never want to go to a different store because then I don't know where everything is and I can't beeline it to the aisles and be out of there in record time. I agree. When I was single, or when I was dating or married to some asshole, I would be like, I'll go do the food shopping because you spend way too much money. And I would take my kids and I would say, okay, here's the deal. 12 minutes. We got 12 minutes. We got 12 items on this list. It should not take us more than 12 minutes. And I knew where everything was in Publix, and I would be like, okay, you two go over here and get bread. You two go, and I would just coordinate, and the kids would be running around the store, and I didn't give a shit. Let my kids fucking run in the store. They're kids. Shut up, old lady. You remember 1,000 years ago when you were a kid running around in the mom and pop store? Shut up. You must have been something before electricity. And I'd be out in like 10 minutes. Boom, we were done. Every item we got, I didn't look at anything else. Just grab what you got to get the hell out of there. My wife enjoys shopping. I think she just enjoys being out of the house. So she's just like, I'm going to go food shopping. I'm like, I'll see you in 2 hours. The original supermarket sweep. Exactly. It drives my wife nuts when I go with her, and she's like, okay, we're going to get pub subs for dinner. I'm like, all right, what else do we got to get? She's like, well, just a bunch of stuff. I'm like, let me know. I'll go do all the shopping while you're standing here waiting for the subs. And she's like, no, I don't like that. I'm like, why? We know what we got to get. She's like, no. I cry in the pasta. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go get some stuff. And she's like, why? We just gotta we gotta walk the entire store. I'm like, I don't care. I can't just stand here. This. I need to multitask. I'm getting a pub sub. Well, I need macaroni salad. I'll go get that. Oh, we need Hawaiian rolls. I'll go get that. Oh, I'm gonna need bagels for the week. I'll go get that. Oh, I'm gonna need creamer. I'm gonna need cold brew. I'm gonna need. But then we still walk down those aisles. So it doesn't really matter. Like, we've been in here for like 6 hours. They're closing soon. It's not that bad, but it's longer than I want it to be. Food shopping should not be an all-day event. My parents, every Saturday morning, they would leave me and my brother home, and they would go to Food Town in Middletown. The Food Town with the giant crazy clown out front. And stupidly they would go at the same time that wrestling was on. So me and my brother would watch wrestling and beat the shit out of each other. And then every Saturday we'd get in trouble because they would come home and we'd be all sweaty and bloody and everything else. And you wanted to always say, well, this is your fault. Why don't you go food shopping on Sunday morning? There's nothing on TV. Now you have to, now I got to walk down the pet aisle too. I'm like, what more could these fucking cats possibly need? You have their litter and their cat food delivered from Chewy. This is not a commercial, by the way. And we have about 80,000 toys and everything else in the house. Treats. Like, we don't need any of this stuff. But yet we're going to walk in and we're going to look at all this stuff for no reason. Like, why are we walking down? Do we need Elmer's glue? Did you run out of construction paper? Why are we in this aisle? I'm gonna be over here looking at the paperback books and the magazines, and then in an hour I'll come. You'll be two aisles down. I'll come get you. Save 10% on True with code Mondo. There's a coming back from downtown on 295. There is a Adam and Eve billboard, and I always say. Every time we pass it, I say, get 10% off when you use code Mondo at adamandeve.com. And she's like, can you even still do that? I said, I believe it still works. I'm not sure they'll actually pay me at this point. Read Hit Parader while you're shopping, yeah. I'm like, the new Teen Beat is out. Ooh, Chad Kroger's on it. Oh, Blaine from The Accused is on Teen Beat this week. Oh, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to read this, whatever I'm going to do with it. I don't even know what magazines are even out anymore. Are there magazines out? Is there a magazine section? I always look at all the Nora Roberts books. There's always like 15 Nora Roberts books. I just go through, Nora Roberts, okay. And then, alright. I want to read the new Hit Parader to see who Vince Neil's killing this week. Back in the day, Hit Parader used to have pictures of Vince Neil standing in front of a Lamborghini with two hot chicks on either side of him. Now it's him, and he's got a hover. He's sitting on a hover round at a buffet. I bought my first F. Paul Wilson book in a grocery store. Nice. What book was it? Was it The Keep? I remember my mother had that one in her collection, and I read it back in the day. Used to go to the mall. We used to go to the mall when they had like B. Dalton and Walden books, all the good ones like that. Menlo Park Mall, whatever that mall was in Woodbridge. Eatontown Mall. The Something. The first Repairman Jack book. The Something. I remember reading The Something. Walden Books was decent. There was one good, in every mall there was one good bookstore and then one not so good bookstore. And then there was always, hopefully, a good record store. The one in Woodbridge, the record store there was good. That's actually where I bought the Twisted Sister Under the Blade cassette. And I guess I had money one day, and I went in there and I bought like Balls to the Wall had just come out by Accept, and I loved the album. And so I bought like 5 more Accept albums. Didn't even realize that they even had other albums out. And I bought like 5 of them. We had both Walden and B. Dalton, as well as Rickertown and Camelot in our mall. We had Media Play in our mall. They basically carried everything. Nice. I remember Camelot. I don't know what the record store was up here. Maybe Frank knows. It's all about Metal Heart. Well, this is before Metal Heart. This is when Balls to the Wall had come out. And then I was like, loved that album, and then I bought like all of their old stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Pretty good. Then when Metal Heart came out, oh my god, forget it. Great album. Still a great album, I think. I also went, there was a place in Matawan, a little record store in the Nichols shopping center. Nichols was kind of like Target or Bradley's Toys are Two Guys kind of place. And they had a huge, huge metal import section. And I grabbed they had Loudness, and they had them for like cheap. It was like 4 or 5 Loudness albums, and I bought all of them because that Thunder in the East had just come out. And then I listened, I'm like, he's singing in Japanese. all these, and like there's a couple of songs from that Thunder in the East album, the original versions, which are in him singing them in Japanese. I listened to him a couple of times, and God only knows what happened to him. The first Metal Church album is still good, not really into the rest. The first 2 Metal Church albums, I will argue, are really good. After that, I really wasn't a huge fan of most of their stuff. It wasn't bad, it's just nothing really catchy. Metal Church opened for Metallica in 86 or 87 at the Capitol Theater again. And I saw them, and they were very good live. And then I think I had heard of them, I heard a couple of the songs, but I think I went out that next week and bought their albums. I wish teenage me knew, hey, when you're like, 40s and 50s, all of these songs can be listened to for, $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever Spotify is or whatever. So stop spending every dime you have on cassettes, albums, and then CDs. Stop it. Because you're hearing the better songs on WSOU anyway, and all your friends are buying the same albums you're buying. So tape them from them. Go over their house and listen to them, and then you can listen to all of these albums later on in life for nothing. And I'm sure there will be a lot of albums that will have fallen in the cracks. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that nobody really knows. Well, here we go. The professor's given us some more accused facts. Guitars for Metal Church Kurt Vanderhoof, I believe, appears on the Accused Maddest Stories Ever Told album. Chad loves that first Metal Church album. That's a great album. It really is a great album. But I would argue that the second album is also not as good, but also very good. And then they started getting, then the problem is they got into we're a thrash metal band that has to have 9-minute songs, and we're going to talk about, there's Amanda Ward. So we're going to talk about Shipwrecks, and we're going to try to be Iron Maiden. It just didn't work. What's going on, Amanda? I like his reality show, Vanderhoof Rules. Yes. Good stuff. Getting any work in, Amanda? Just got back from the pool. Must be nice being Amanda Ward. Oh, I was just at the pool. I can go to the pool. I don't want to go to the pool. I'm not a fan of the pool. It's about 1,000 degrees out. What the hell did you go out there for? You probably melted. I will see you next week. Armand just got back from the kids off of the pool. That's what the water is for. Is it warm though? I can imagine. No work done yesterday or today. Struggling again. That's not good. That's why you got to get your ass over here. Stop going to the pool. I figured I knew what you were saying there, Chad. Kid and husband home. Ugh, that does not sound like fun. I know last night there were a lot of people shooting fireworks in the neighborhood, but nothing in front of my house, which is good. Behind me and a block or two over, a lot of fireworks. But it's like, oh, it's 12:30 at night and I'm lying in bed reading and I'm still hearing fireworks, and I'm like, did you pass out and you just woke up and now you got to shoot all these fireworks? I don't understand it. Of course, the 3rd of July, there were a couple people shooting fireworks as well. I'm like, you're around fireworks. It's a rookie move. You got to get your own place. Yeah, Amanda, get your own place. Have those people be like, whatever. I love Nextdoor app because everybody was like, don't shoot fireworks on the 4th of July because my dog gets very upset or my dog escapes the yard. Hey, asshole, bring your dog in. It's 4th of July. You know people are shooting fireworks. Why are you leaving the dog in the yard? You love that dog so much you leave the dog out all night? You're a piece of crap. I hope your dog bites you and runs away. Amanda says, I miss being alone. I feel like that Home Alone kid. I would totally love that. When's the last time you were actually alone? You know? Like, when's the last time you were actually, like, living on your own? You know? I like having my whole day nobody here, but then I enjoy my wife being here because then all this shit I didn't get done during the day I can get done. When are people not shooting fireworks in Florida? Well, normally they can't afford it, so they don't. And what you think is fireworks, that's probably gunshots. Man, I never lived on my own, from my parents to the dorms to moving in with a guy. You know. Someday, everyone in the entire world will die. You'll be the last person on Earth. And you'll be like, you know what? Freedom. What am I going to do with myself today? I'm going to go to the pool. If you were the last person on Earth, would you still write? I always wonder that. And I don't think I would. Although it depends on what is, like, you know, we're doing I Am Legend kind of thing. All power is out. Everything is out. You can't do anything. But there's no vampire monsters running around to kill you either. You got the world at your fingertips. I mean, I don't think I would write. I would probably just read a lot till my eyes went really bad. Sounds people, I would. The people in my head never disappear. They'd keep things interesting. That is probably true too. I guess if you write for yourself, I just don't think I would have any kind of schedule for writing. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd be like, hey, I gotta get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Gotta write today. I'd be like, yeah, I gotta get up at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I gotta go, since there's no internet, since there's no TV or anything, I gotta go look and see who has magazine porn and who has books I want to read. Maybe let me go to the pool, although it probably would be filthy since it's not being cleaned. Let me go to the ocean. Well, then would there be fish in the ocean? You know, would I even go in the ocean? I mean, I'm watching fake Nat Geo Shark Week this week. I don't want to go anywhere near the ocean. Wait until Sunday when Shark Week starts. Yeah, way too many sharks in the ocean. And I'm in Florida, so there's a billion sharks in the ocean. I'm starting to regret the whole career aspect of it. Yeah, me too. I had that like 4 or 5 months where I was like, I'm just gonna write when I feel like writing, and I'm gonna just blah blah, blah. And then I'm like, oh, I'm not making any money now, so I'm just gonna start pumping out as many friggin' books as I possibly can in as short amount of time as possible. Good times. Alright, I'm not going to write anymore. I'm done. I have therapy in about an hour and a half, too. So, if I can take a quick nap, snooze-a-rooney. Thank everybody for hanging out. I will more than likely be on this weekend because my wife will not be here till late Sunday. So, I will more than likely see you at some point tomorrow. If not, definitely on Monday. Right? Yeah, definitely on Monday I will see everybody. Alright, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. Also, a reminder to subscribe or resubscribe, and to also subscribe and follow me on YouTube as well.